just levitate.
Okay guys, welcome to my comparison of the final version of the Figma Tears of the Kingdom Link figure with the in-game model. Now starting off, I'm gonna show you guys some items, of course. So let's go to Hyrule Compendium. As you guys can see here, the first one is the construct bow, which as you guys can see in the picture actually looks pretty darn sweet. Actually looks a lot better than it does here. By the way, I was trying to find one of these. You can see that the sensor is there and I was not able to find it. I went all over and I couldn't find one. It was like, okay, F it, let's just show this image here. Now obviously in the game it looks a lot more orange. In the figure form it looks a lot more bronze, so that's a big, difference in color, but maybe that's just how it's supposed to be. We have to remember that maybe some of the stuff that they're showing us, that the figure has, is from concept art. So this figure probably has been in the work for some time. Now it doesn't have the strings. None of the bows that I have in Figma have had strings attached to them, so it's one of those things. Now the other item that I want to show you guys is the shield. Now it's this one here, which is the Traveler Shield. As you guys can see, pretty much, it's a HD version of that shield. You can see that in the actual figure form has a bit more detail. Not only do the snakes on it look better, but the other thing is that it has the damage around it, which this one has, and it has a few circles around it, some little rivets in some areas, not all over the shield, just a little bit. So it looks like those could be a little bit of dents and stuff, which is pretty nice. Now of course the big thing here is Link. Now obviously the one I have here, he has the ponytail on, which is what he does have in the actual figure, but the figure does something different. You guys can see that his muscle structure just looks way better in the figure form. He looks a lot bulkier, he looks stronger, he looks manlier, which is a big plus. Link doesn't look as scrawny as he does in the game here, which is nice. The other big thing is that he's gonna come with the arm. Now the arm, you can see that in the figure he has this normal arm, but in the DX version, if we just remove his champion's letter, he has this arm. Yes, so you're gonna be able to swap the arms out, which is great, and that is from the concept art actually. Yes, in the original concept art for the game, there's an image of Link and he has the arm like this instead of here, when you actually do have, as you guys can see there, actually has the rest of the armor on. The only thing that he doesn't have is the glove. So that is nice that they give you that option. The other thing is how Link is gonna arrange his items. So let me remove this bow and let me remove the shield. So this is what he's gonna look like with just the Master Sword on. So as soon as you add the bow to him, any bow will do, he gets his quiver, of course. And as soon as you go to the shield, you can see that it goes like this. Now in the actual figure, from what you guys can see here, they did it differently. Now it's supposed to be bow, sword, shield. Not in the figure. In the figure is sword, bow, and then shield. That's how they did it. So that's something that they changed. I'm not 100% sure why. I'm guessing just to make it easier, to put them both together, which is interesting. And another thing is probably because it's a lot easier for the shield to be stuck there on the back without having to, you know, but it's supposed to be like this. See, bow, shield, bow, sword, shield, and it's gonna be sword, bow, and then the shield. So it's gonna be interesting. Right now we don't have an image of that, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now the other thing, of course, is that you're gonna get the rocket, which is great. And if I remember correctly, I think I do. No, okay, I don't have one, but that was not a problem because I have plenty of rockets here. So let's take one of them out and let's just fuse it. Fuse it with shield. So yeah, that's supposed to look like, you know, obviously this is not the correct shield, but yeah, the rocket, from what I'm seeing here, and the in-game model looks really good. Even has the little symbol on it to, you know, telling you that, hey, it's a Sonai item, it's being fusing everything, which is great. And you also get the fire effect part for it, which is awesome. So if we use it here, yeah, you're gonna get that little flame. And the glider, of course, we'll talk about that right now, but let me show you guys the actual skin for the glider. So let me just go and rework glider. If I remember correctly, there's Robbie, Sonai Tech, there's quite a lot. Like, they could have went with all of them, but they went with the ordinary one. So as you guys can see here, the glider looks really darn nice. Honestly, this glider is pretty much 100% the way it should look like. And with the in-game model, which looks great, even has the eagle head on it. Even, yeah, the eagle head looks good. Looks to be just the exact same detail on it. Remember, the one in the figure is made of a plastic, and this one is supposed to be fabric, so you guys can see how it sways some of the fabric parts. So they recreated that with this one. You know, some of them are moving up, some of them are moving down. So it's still a nice idea. I wish they would have been made of real fabric. That would have been awesome, because then if you're really good at making stuff out of fabric, you can make all the designs for them, and that would be pretty awesome. You know, somebody can really do that on an Etsy store. That would be pretty nice. But obviously, since they made it all plastic, you cannot remove it. And the handles, from at least the image you guys can see here, look to be the same. And it looks like there's nothing special holding Link up, only that his hands. So that's pretty awesome that they did that. So that's cool. Now, the other thing that we have to talk about is obviously the hood, because you guys know that Link is supposed to have his hood on the figure. The thing is that they did it pretty differently. Here you can see him with the hood on. You can see that, let me just get rid of the shield and the sword and the freaking bow. But you can see that it has the designs on it, and here you can see a comparison with the designs. It looks like on the actual hood with the design, which looks perfectly made, is pretty accurate. Now the one in the figure looks like it's gonna have wires or something bending inside it, so it's gonna be able to move around, post it any way you want. Now the big thing is the hood. Yeah, you can see here in the game he has it up. In figure form, he does not. And what they did here with the figure is very interesting, because they're doing something that is not possible in the game. You can have the hood on, which is like that, but he's supposed to have his ponytail as well, and when you put it, you cannot wear both of them at the same time. So this is really awesome that they actually allow you to put both of them together. Now obviously I know what a lot of people are saying is, hey, I want to link with this hair. Yeah, I think that's not gonna happen for a reason. I think after we get Ganondorf and Zelda, I think we're gonna get this link, the archaic tunic link. I think we're gonna get this link, and this is the one that is gonna be having the long hair head, so you can swap them. That would be interesting. Now the figure, like I said, doesn't have the hood. You know, it has the hood, but you can't have it like this. I think maybe that will be changed and they will add it, but we don't really know that. That's the thing, that we don't really know if that's actually gonna happen. It could and it could not. You know, maybe you will get another link which does have it. That would be very interesting if that does happen. Now let's talk about obviously the arms, because we're getting the ascend effect part. So basically we're getting this. See how you have the little wavy water there, which is pretty awesome. So you're gonna be able to recreate this, which is gonna be pretty darn cool. That is awesome. The only thing is that they gave us the hands that they gave us for the arm. None of them are glowing, and I think they missed an opportunity there. But remember, we're getting Zelda, so maybe Zelda will be the one that comes with the glowy hands for him. That would be very interesting, honestly. Obviously we're gonna have the combination of the rock stick, which I don't have here right now, but you know, it looks pretty much the same as a rock and a stick. Like, what more do you want, guys? Like, it's not really gonna do anything different. Of course, the batteries, he has all of them, and the ones that he does have are the green ones instead of the blue ones, which I'm guessing that's something that they can add with Zelda if that part is removable. That would be very interesting. Pretty much, you know, the Master Sword looks great. Like, this Master Sword, you know, looks pretty darn nice. It doesn't have any symbols on it. I wish they would have added that, but heck, like I said, that could be something that is gonna come later on. The shield obviously is the Skyward Sword shield, so it's this design, which is great, and it looks perfect. It looks a lot better than the original Skyward Sword shield that they did. And the scabbard for the sword looks perfect because they gave it the shiny gold color to it. The design is pretty much spot on. Yeah, it's pretty much spot on, as you guys can see there. So that is awesome with it. And what else? I mean, other than that, we don't have the Ultra Hand. I wish they would have given us that, but again, that could be something that comes with Zelda. Would be very interesting if they added it, you know, with her, so you can have maybe a small effect part for the beam, so you can have something like this. That would be great. Of course, recall would be pretty awesome if they added that. It's something really easy that they can do with recall. As you guys can see there, they can just have a hand that has a little yellow glow to it. Would be pretty nice. And I mean, amiibo is just amiibo, so we got the amiibo one, the fuse one, which would be cool as well. You have something like this, like just this effect part. If they do this effect part for the hand, just this, you can do pretty much a lot of them, because that's the same one for that. The auto hand is, you know, any of the glowing hands is gonna look good, you know, with just that one single effect part, which would be awesome if they do add it. Again, even Ascend would be really nice, and you know, the map. But yeah, I think they did an amazing job here with this figure. Like I said, Link looks better, so this is pretty much what a HD, you know, a 4K version of Link will look like. And who knows, maybe that's one of the things that they're hinting us. Maybe that's what they used to make the figure. Maybe, you know, they got their hands, Nintendo sent them a 4K CAT scan of Link, you know, and that would be pretty awesome if that's what actually happens and we're seeing the future. You know, Nintendo's new console is supposed to be out, what, supposedly it's gonna be shown this year. Out of how many years is supposed to have been shown? But yeah, that would be very darn interesting if this happens. I hope it does, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with what we have seen in the figure. I wish there was a few more things for the X version, but like I said, we're getting Ganondorf and we're getting Zelda, so we're getting, obviously with Ganondorf, we're getting more weapons for Link, and with Zelda, we might get the effect parts for him. So there's quite a few things that they can actually do pretty easily, in my opinion, like including the hood, you know, so you can have him cloaked, would be pretty nice. And another thing is that we have to remember the champions. So yeah, remember that we might get the champions as well, which would be pretty awesome if we do get them, and they all come with a few accessories for Link. Maybe a face of him eating, maybe some weapons would be pretty cool. And then if the line sells pretty well, I wouldn't be surprised if we start getting, you know, armor sets, which would be really darn awesome if we start getting armor sets. Because hey, if you have Twilight Princess Link, the Figma, you already have the armor set for him. If you have Skyward Sword as well, so you already got those. Now it remains to be seen if they're gonna be compatible. That's the thing. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna be compatible, but they could do a Fierce Deity Link, which would be pretty nice. They could do OG Hero Link as well, and obviously Sora armor Link would be pretty nice. They could use the Glide armor as well. That would be a very interesting design. The Gloom armor, Tunic of the Depths would be pretty nice. So there's quite a few, you know. Sora armor, like I said, will be pretty awesome. There's a Woe as well, will be great. Oh wait, mine is painted, so it's not actually supposed to be black. The Flame Breaker will be nice. The Snow Quill set also. So there's many options. And like I said, I think the Archaic is the one that's probably gonna be the most likely. I don't think we're gonna get a Hylian Tunic because that's just way too similar, you know, to the normal one. So I don't think that's gonna happen. But of course, the big one would be the hero aspect. I wouldn't be surprised if we get it. I wouldn't be surprised. I think we will, and I think that one is gonna be the one that's gonna have, you know, the blue batteries, and this the one that's gonna have a bunch of effect parts for it. Because honestly, his accessories are just gonna be the Master Sword and the shield. And when it comes to bow and arrow, man, they could give him a light. They could give him a Lino Ball, you know. So in my opinion, that would be pretty awesome. And one detail of this armor that I would love to see is that sash area. You know, you see how it has the triangles and they actually shine. That's gonna be pretty interesting if they do. So this would be a pretty awesome version of Link to have if they do make it. Will be pretty awesome. But yeah, guys, that does it for this video. I think I ramble on too much. I definitely have to get to editing and all that. So hope you guys check out the video that I did of the DX edition and everything. It's supposed to be out January of next year for around $100 US. Normal version is probably gonna be 80, and the The X version is probably gonna be around 120, around that price range. That's normally what they go for, or 125. Just depends on when you buy it, but keep an eye out because I'm gonna tell you right now, I think this week is gonna be when it drops. The pre-orders drop, so keep an eye on that. Camp your favorite website because this guy is gonna go fast. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.